I'm in the Jewish Quarter. It's the Sunday, October 24, and how do I know that it's the Jewish Quarter? Because that is not the Jewish Quarter. This is the Jewish Quarter. Then how do I know it? Oh, there are two ways to see it. The first one, look at the stones. You can see that this is old and this is new. In 1948, the Jordanian conquered Jerusalem. Jerusalem was supposed to be owned by the United Nations, but they conquered it and they destroyed the Jewish Quarter. Then in 1967, we built it again. Then you can see new houses, new buildings, on top of ancient houses and ancient. There are so many museums beneath the Jewish Quarter. But there is another reason to figure out if it's a Jewish house or not. First reason to see it, well, this is not a Jewish house. I want you to look at that part of the doorpost. Remember it. And let's move to a house nearby. And we will ask the same questions. I will ask you to look at the doorpost. Ta-da-da. Here it is. At the right side of the doorpost, in each Jewish house, even the secular one, you will find a mezuzah. A mezuzah is actually a must. God told you just to put it. He said, write the words of God on the gates of the doorpost and of your house. Then here it is, in front of you, and inside it there are two parts from the Bible. The first one, I think, is the most important prayer for every Jew, even a Jew that let's say, been in the Holocaust, survivor, and he didn't know or think about Judaism. He knew that sentence, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one. And this is the first part of it. Let's move to another. You can see the scrolling it. Let's move to another house. Is that a Jewish house? We don't know. Let's move to another house. Is that a Jewish house? Yes, it is. You can see the mezuzah. And mezuzah, it's another word for doorpost. Because that is mezuzah. God told us to put it here somewhere or here. But according to what we believe, it's always at the right side. The second part of it is another sentence that's wrote by a scribe, and that's about if you will do that and that and that and that, God will give you that and that and that and that and that. If you will be bad, you know what will happen? Another one. Then I do have a mezuzah here that I'm going to bless at King David tomb, and let me, and that's for EJ. Where's my mezuzah? Here it is. This is the house of the mezuzah, and you can see the word Shaddai, which is another word of God, and Jerusalem, the menorah, and the Star of David. Then EJ, you've been blessed. What about Seoul House, a Kosher Korean cuisine? I must try it once. I've been asked about what is a kosher food. Kosher food is actually a list of things that God told us to do. For example, not to mix dairy products with meat, not to eat special kind of meat like pigs, camels, and how to butcher them. Then there's a list of things that you can eat, you cannot eat. For example, you can mix fish with meat or with dairy products, but there are certain fish that you can eat, certain fish that you cannot. One day I will prepare a video dedicated to it. In the Jewish Quarter, beside the Israeli flags, you will find other things, like Jewish items. And the most popular one is the kippah, the yarmulke, that every Jew must put on his head. And if you are entering to a Jewish synagogue, even if you're not a Jew, you must wear it. And here it is. And you can see a lot of mezuzahs. I preferred to buy mezuzah with from Hollywood. Talit. It's another thing that I'm gonna bless to EJ. And I'm not sure that you will see it now, but if we look at the Jewish man, you will see, like here, there's 4 strings that actually bowling out from his pants. That is part of the little talit. Little talit is a must. The Jews must wear it every day and every moment that are awake. If you are awake, you must wear it. Some will put tzitzit, the 4 strings, inside the pants. Some will put it outside the pants. The question is why? And the answer is very simple. God told us to do that because we will ask that question. Why we are wearing that tzitzit? And it's like a t-shirt with 4 string. Is that a Jewish house? You already knows. It doesn't matter how you put it. You can put it like that, put it like that. But in Europe, a lot of the Jews didn't did it straight. They didn't put it straight. They put it just like that. No, this is straight. They didn't use something like that. I will look for something else. But we are living here in the Jewish Quarter, entering into the Armenian Quarter, and I'm not sure that we will see a lot of mezuzahs. Here it is. You can see that it's not straight. Why not? Because when they did it like that, someone actually made a line here and it looks like a cross. The idea that he won't look like a cross. And this is like a God keeper. Remember when the Jews went through it, outside, they flee from Egypt. One of the things to do is to mark your doors, that they will know who is a Jew and who is not. Then the angel of death won't touch that house. You can see here two more mezuzahs, and that's one, and that another one. Then in that case, let's go back to the little talit. Talit, it's a clothes in Aramite. Beged in Hebrew. That's going to be a little bit difficult. Slicha shniya. תודה. תודה לך. Then we know that the little talit, the one that looks like a t-shirt underneath your shirt, some people are doing it, putting it outside the shirt. Here, look at that Jew, Hasidic. You can see the strings falling out from his pants. This is the little talit. I bought EJ talit that the Jews are usually covering themselves and that's called talit, which is not little, just big talit. They have the 4 strings as well, but the idea is to cover yourself from everyone when you're praying, to concentrate with your praying, to be with God, which is a wonderful idea if you ask me. Then we are leaving the Jewish quarter, which is new. We are entering into the Armenian Quarter, and as you can see, there's no mezuzah at the right side of the door. In front of you can see the walls of the city. This is the southern wall of the city, built by Suleiman the Magnificent, an Ottoman Sultan at the 16th century. See the Armenian letters above the door. The sun is in my eyes. I hope that it doesn't bother you. The Armenians, they have their own quarter, although they are Christians, mainly because they came to Jerusalem years before Constantine converted the Roman emperor into Christianity. Just ramp walk on the ramparts walk on the walls, beautiful option. In 1915, 1.5 million of the Armenians were butchered by the Turkish of today, the Ottomans, and some of the survivors reach here and they are living in the Armenian Quarter. It's there are, and the Armenian Quarter, this is part of it, but most of it is covered with a wall. There's a wonderful church to visit there, 12th century church, St. James Church, but because of COVID, it's still closed. And Betty, I know that you want me to light a candle for you there. The minute they will open it, I will do that. And about blessing things, you can see the little talit. Blessing things. If you want me to bless a cross, a talit, mezuzah, or to put notes between the western walls, or even to light a candle, I will do that. I'll look at the little talit of those people. They are heading, as I believe, to King David tomb, and we will follow them. We are at Mount Zion Gate, leaving the city, and even there you will find a mezuzah. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Remember it. And here it is. The mezuzah is usually, the tradition is to kiss it or to touch it when you are going out or in, something like that. And what our soldiers are doing here, look at that. Are they here to protect us? No, it's Sunday. Sunday, it's the first day of the week. And as that, difficult. Let me try to be before the group. And because it's the first day of the week, before they will go to the army, they will travel around Israel and study, because most of the time the soldiers are standing. Now, we entered to Mount Zion. Mount Zion, there are so many things to visit. Today we will visit the tomb of King David. And... מה שלומך? בקרוב עם קבוצות, ביי, תודה, גם אותך. I didn't see him for a long time, COVID. If I'm talking about that, did you already subscribe my channel? Please do that, because if you like that video and you want to see more of Israel and the Holy Land, just do that and even ring the bell and you will get latest videos of me. And I do have more than 19,000 videos, almost on every subject in Israel. Then this is the Dormition Church. Sadly, they are renovating the church, and for the next few years it will be closed. According to what we believe, St. Mary, the mother, lived there and actually even fell asleep. Another important thing that I bought to Betty, it's a scarf, an Andy scarf, and from a shop, a kosher shop. You see the two women there are wearing it. Then I will bless it at King David tomb as well, and I will bless it at the room of the Last Supper. But first, let's cross that noise. Just ran away from the noise, and you can see here King David tomb in Hebrew, Arabic and English. I will talk about the three languages and the three meanings of it, and you can see a Mezuzah, and you know that it's a Jewish place. Now the children are shouting, I pray that they will go, and I think they went. They went down, please say yes. They just cleaned it. Yes, they did, but more children just enter. And that structure holds two important things. The first one in front of you is the tomb of King David. The upper one is the upper room, the room of the Last Supper. Let's talk about King David. King David is very holy for the Jews, Christians, and Muslims. Christians, let's start with the Jews. King David was the second king of Israel, but the most important one, because he is the one who got the mission to turn those 12 tribes into one state of Israel. And he turned Jerusalem into the capital of Israel. Now, when you're asking me where, for how long Israel, Jerusalem is the capital of Israel, now you know, 10th century BC until today. We know that the Messiah will come from this dynasty. Then, this is the story of Jesus. Jesus came from the dynasty of King David, and he is the Messiah, according to the Christians. And in that case, he is what promised us for the Jews to accept. And that's why he's very important for the Christians. For the Muslims, King David was a prophet, not a king, and not the last prophet, because the last prophet is Muhammad and always will be Muhammad. Now the two groups of children entered to the tomb of King David. Let's wait until they will go out. Is it okay? Mainly because it's going to be so noisy there. I don't want to bless everything. You see the scarf and talit, the big talit, and Mezuzah. We might see there in the synagogue the Jewish wearing the big talit. Although it's not a must. Usually they're doing it only on special holidays or at the first prayer of the day. You know, the Jews are praying 3 times a day. until they will go out, the children, let me talk about another theory that I love. First of all, are we sure that this is the tomb of King David? The answer is no, we don't know. We know that King David was buried in the city of David. That's the Bible told us, but the Bible wants us to worship God, not holy tombs. Then I'm sure that people knew where he was buried, but certain time it disappeared. The last one that we know that been in the tomb of King David was King Herod that tried to rob it without a success. City of David is outside the wall. City of David can be Hebron. He was a king of Hebron for 7 years. City of David is Jerusalem. That it can be everywhere. And we don't know for sure. The tradition here started from the 10th century, which is 2,000 years after he died. Then, if it's true or not, I don't know. But why not to believe that this is the place? But look at the stones. They are very big. Some believes that the first Jews who believe in Jesus, the first Christians, built here or try to keep the room the Last Supper as a memorial place. Now, the room the Last Supper is such an important place because so many things happened there, and I will talk about it later on. But everything here been destroyed at 70 AD by the Romans. Then some of the Jews who believed in Jesus, and that is the rumor, some scholars believe in it, I must say, took stones from the temple, look at the big stones, and started to build here the upper room. True or not, I don't know, but it's a beautiful idea, beautiful theory. I mean, you can actually see the difference between those stones to regular stones. All of them are limestones. I mean, just to carry that one is not easy. Totally not easy. Then, I hope that the children already left that place. It looks like it's 12 o'clock because I heard the bell of the Dormition Church ring. And let's go into David. We will wear the mask. And remember, every month must have a kippah on his head. Then here it is. Put the kippah on the head. And we will enter to the tomb. It's divided into two. We are entering to the men department. You can see the talit. That's the women department. If you notice, the man to the left wore the talit to cover himself from us, and we bought it. You see the little talit, trousers there. David Melech Israel Chai, Chai V'Kayam. David Melech Israel Chai. David, King of Israel, alive and exist. David Melech Israel Chai, Chai V'Kayam. David Melech Israel Chai, Chai V'Kayam. Beautiful, isn't it? The Barry, did you ask me if I can bless it? I did it. See the menorah, symbol of the temple, and that's the entrance to the women department. I will bring back the yarmulke, the kippah. The kippah will divide us from him, just like the talit will cover us, and we will be concentrated only with him. The kippah will tell us that he's above us, and we want to be as close as we can to him, but we are not there yet. Then we have to go through the noise again. Then we will say goodbye for just a minute. You won't feel it, but suddenly you will be in a different place. Then see you. Until then, subscribe me, please. It's still noisy, but less. And we are climbing up to the upper room, to the last upper room, to the Cenacle. So many names for the same room. And I'm so happy. Until we will reach the room, don't forget to subscribe me, please. And if you want to ask me questions, you can do that via YouTube. Is it closed? No. Shalom. You can ask questions via YouTube, or at the description you will find my professional Facebook account and Instagram. Although it's noisy here, I have no other choice but to talk than they're cleaning the street for us. But look how beautiful is the view of the Dormition. Amazing, and look at the blue sky. Let's enter to the room. There was a group here then, because I wanted them to go, because I wanted the room to be ours. The first question that I'm usually being asked is, where is the table where Jesus sat? We don't know. We don't know, because at the time of Jesus, they used to sit on the floor, on the carpet. Then Leonardo, beautiful painting, but history is not part of it. The room itself is so important, but let's talk about why Jesus has been here. It all depends if you are Greek Orthodox or Catholic or Protestant. I will follow now the Catholic part, but I will mention the rest as well. Jesus was at a Mount of Olives when he said to the two of the disciples, go to look for us a place to prepare the holy meal of Passover. Holy meal of Passover must be inside the city. Then they had to leave Mount of Olives and to reach here in Jerusalem. And he said, follow a man who will carry water. Now, a man who's carrying water is only Isis, because it's a group of men only. This is a women duty. And we know that they lived in Mount Zion. We are in Mount Zion. God told the Jews in Passover and another two pilgrimage festivals, a lot of Jews will be here. You must give them a room for free. Now think about you. Are you going to give a room for free to a family that you don't know in your house? No. Then usually it was the upper roof. The upper room, the roof of the house. Then that's why we had to climb up to the roof. It used to be the roof. And that's why the upper room is one of the names of the room of the Last Supper. Then he had here a meal, and in that meal he said something that the Jew didn't dare to say, they didn't say before. I will die, and some of you will betray me, which is, it's like, the best disciples ever. And I will die in about 3 days, I will resurrect, and this is, eat that bread, this is my body, drink that wine, this is my blood. Then beside of being the room of the Last Supper, this is for me the first church ever that held by whom? Jesus himself as the priest. Then every Sunday, and we are on Sunday, everyone in the church, it doesn't matter if it's Greek Orthodox, it doesn't matter if it's Catholic or Armenian, they have their Masses liturgy, they have their services, and this is the first service, this is the first Mass ever. That room was so famous and so important not only because of the first church ever. When Jesus ascended into heaven, he told the disciples, go back to the same room and wait for my mission. And the mission was Pentecost. Holy fire went down from the sky, and people started to talk in different languages, and the message was to spread Christianity all over. And this is not only the room of the Last Supper, this is not only the first church ever, this is for me the center of Christianity. Now, if you watched that video until now, or maybe I will cut it into two, but than the previous video that I prepared today, we know that the tomb of King David is beneath us. And we actually climb up from the tomb of King David to here. The shortcut is from here, but the door is closed. Then the lower part belongs to the Jews, the upper part at the 15th century belongs to the Christians. It's a problem. Is it a synagogue or is it a church? Everyone wanted the building for themselves. Then in that case, they went to the Mamluks, the Muslims who controlled the city at that time, and said, we want that room for ourselves. The Muslims told the Christians, dear friends, Jesus is actually one of our prophets. He's not God, he's a prophet. Then go away from that room. Jesus in Arabic, it's Isa, I-S-S-A. And then they went down to the ground floor and told the Jews, King David wasn't a king, he was a prophet, a Muslim prophet. Go away, dear Jews. And they turned that place into a mosque. Here you can see a beautiful room from the Crusader or from the 15th century. And but here you can see already the mosque. This is the mihrab, and the mihrab will tell us where is Mecca. Then you will pray through Mecca, then I know that Mecca is that way. And you can see the beautiful stained glasses with the Arabic inscription about King David, about Prophet Dawood. You can see the word Allah here, graffiti. And that's actually, that place was like that until 1948 when the Israel state became to be part of that area. Before that, I want to show you an inscription of the Muslims who say that this used to be a pagan place, belongs to the Christians, pagan because they believe in the Trinity, and we took it from them and turned it into a holy site. They built another thing, those stairs will take you there, sadly the door is closed. There is a replica of the tomb of King David there. And the Jews and the Christians couldn't visit the original tomb, which is down there, the first floor. We just came from there. And once a year, they could enter to here to pray, and the replica of King David too. Another two more things I want you to see here. The first one is that capital on the column. You can see that it's a marble one and from Crusader time. And you can see the falcon mother who couldn't feed her own chicks. Then she decided to give her own flesh to keep their chicks alive. And guys, I know that it's a beautiful story, but this is the story of Jesus. He did it for us. He did it for us. He was crucified for the one who believes in him. Then in that case, important. Another thing, there's that beautiful tree that we got as a present, Israel got as a present from the Pope. And it's actually described an olive tree. And it's part of the letters of St. Paul that say, wow, you already started to hate the Jews, but you know, you're the new branches. They are the trunk. If you will cut the trunk, you won't survive as well. But it's beautiful to see there are 3 trunks here: Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Before someone will come, and you can see so many graffitis. This is, for example, from the 12th century. German Crusader graffiti. And there's 2 more, but Allah is here. And look at the boat. And another graffiti from 12th century. Another one here as well. It's so nice to be here along. I hope that it won't be like that. I hope that I won't be able to take videos because there will be tourists and I'm not working from 2020, from February 2020. Meanwhile, I'm taking videos for you, for the one who cannot visit Israel because they cannot, physical reasons, or because of COVID. Then I'm uploading those videos for you again. And then please subscribe my channel. And if you have some questions, please don't hesitate. Another thing that I'm doing lately is I'm blessing things that you ask me to buy. And here, the scarf for Betty and her friends. And a mezuzah. We talked about what is a mezuzah, and if you just want to show you, because it now belongs to Israel, and I think that room was supposed to be belonged by the Christians. Then there is a mezuzah here at the entrance. And I hope that they will find a solution for that. Another thing that I bought, and I want you to see, EJ, this is a talit, but it's a special talit. Remember, talit is the one that covers the body of the prayer that wants to concentrate in pray to be with God. But look at that. Look at that symbol. It's not. This is a Jewish, Christian, Messianic Jews talit. You can see the symbol of the menorah, Star of David, but the most important here is the fish. The fish is the first symbol of Christianity, and let me open the talit. You usually cover it on your body. Look how big it is. And there is an inscription above it, but I want you to, before we will talk about the description, and I want you to see that it's it. When the old lady touched the body of Jesus, she didn't touch the body of Jesus. She touched the tzitzit. This is the holiest part. And then he knew what's happening here. But you see some sentences from the letters, but here I love it. You can see the symbol of the Messianic Jews right here. And it says, and I will read it, let me just organize it please. Let me read it for you in Hebrew. Baruch אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר מילא את כל התורה בישוע המשיח וכיסה את כולנו בצדקתו. Bless you, God, our God, the King of the Word, that fulfill the Torah, everything the Torah in Jesus, Jesus Christ, and He covered us in His glory and righteousness. And this is blessed now in the room of the Last Supper. And my friends, it means that this is not only a talit, it's a blessed talit. Who actually been all over the city of Jerusalem, and the room of the Last Supper and the tomb of King David. And later on, from here, I will go to the western wall to put some notes that you asked me to put between the western wall stones. And you must know that those notes, the minute they will touch the western wall, the wailing wall, they will be holy because it's to God, and they will take it out later on and bury it at Mount of Olives. That your notes will be there forever. Lovely, isn't it? Lovely. Then thank you for watching that video, and see you in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe me, and if you do have some questions, don't hesitate. Bye bye.